Today we are doing a good old get ready with me, but not just any get ready with me because I'm going to an event this afternoon with Laneige, and when I go to these beauty events, they're very far and few between for me because I get too nervous before them. But when I do go to them, I love getting ready. I put my best face forward, and every time I go to an event, I post my makeup and I always get asked, where's the tutorial? I don't film the tutorials because I'm too anxious before, but today I've given myself plenty of time, so we can do a tutorial. I already have a vision for the look I'm going for. I really love going a little special for events because I feel like it's the one place where my hard work can be appreciated in terms of my face makeup. So for these events, I like to look good and have it last a long time because these events are in Miami, and this one's going to be particularly hot because it is mid-July in Miami in the middle of the day. So it is going to have to last extra long. I didn't think too hard about the products that I'm using. I just picked products that I knew were going to look good and wear good. So some are new items, some are old. Let's get into it. So I definitely want a hydrated base because I'm going to wear a very long-lasting / kind of matte or very matte foundation. So I need something hydrating, so I'm going to reach for the Makeup Forever Hydra Boost Primer. I already have my sunscreen on. I think I used the Tatcha this morning. That's what was near me, but I like this primer because it's quite thin. It's not too heavy. I can't have too heavy of a moisturizer for these Miami days because otherwise I will look oily really fast. So I needed something thin, but something that was going to enrich my skin with moisture. So this one is really great. I haven't really done my hair. I just blow dried it with the paddle brush from Dyson just to get my hair smooth because I'm going to go in with a curling iron closer to time because my hair does not last in Miami. It never looks good by the end of the event, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to give this a couple minutes to soak in. For foundation, normally I'll go with something a little bit more tried and true for these events, but I want to test this one under some serious circumstances. So this is where the makeup reviewer in me comes in because I can't help it. I always have to review something. I'm always testing something. So I'm trying the classic Lancome Teinte Idole Ultra Wear, which I have not liked in the past because it's been super drying, but I think this is its moment to shine in an event where I'm going to be super hot and sweaty. So we're going to try this. That is why I wanted to go in with a hydrating primer. And I've heard from so many of you how beautiful this foundation is on your skin and how long-lasting it is. So I am putting my faith in you guys that you aren't going to let me down if I wear it. Because when I've worn this in the past, I've enjoyed it. It's definitely been long wearing. But if I don't prep properly, my skin looks like I just spent a week in the desert with no water. So I'm thinking with this proper prep and with the climate that this foundation is going to thrive on my skin because Lancome does a great job with their foundations. And it's already looking, yeah, I can tell, it's already looking better than some of the other times that I've worn this. So I'm using my finger to spread it out so that it doesn't dry too quickly. And then I'm using a damp sponge, which is also going to help with the moisture aspect of this. Beautiful. She looks set. And one thing I also did notice about this foundation is I do need to be careful what bases I use because it will pill up with some bases, but it did not pill up today. It doesn't have the most smoothing effect like I was hoping, like some of my favorite foundations, but it's fine for today. Hopefully it lasts a long time. Next up, eyebrows. I'm just going very simple. I'm starting off with my Rephr eyebrow pencil. I just want something nice and thin, so I'm going to start off by brushing my brow hairs up. I just trimmed them, so they shouldn't be too whack-a-doodle today. But I like to start off by defining under here and extending the tail just a wee bit. And then my brows are sparse over here at the arch. So we're going to define the arch and then fill in this area. And then towards the front of the brow, we're going to brush up and draw those hair-like strokes. And then this Rephr brow pencil, it's just a great, classic, reliable formula. And then the magic is in the brow gel. I'm going to use my tried and true Too Faced Fluff and Hold Laminating Brow Wax. And this is going to give that beautiful, thick look to the eyebrows. So I'm going to start off by just brushing the product through the brows, and then we get to shaping. So what's beautiful about this product is the brow hairs go wherever you want. Then I'm going to take very lightly, brush them down like that. So this gives them a nice fluffy look. And then down. I need a fresh one because it's starting to get a little globby looking. So I'm going to purchase that at Sephora very soon. So when that starts to happen, I just go in with a clean eyebrow brush and shape it. And then lastly, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and my Dream Flat Definer from Sigma Beauty. And this is going to be the final to the eyebrow. We are just going to make it look super cut down here. Just like a fresh wax occurred. Then I'm also going to put some in here because I have a little bit of blue. Just going to use my sponge to press that out. Okay, I'm going to do one eye off camera to make sure I know what direction I'm going. I'm going for something really light, bright, not necessarily natural, but not a lot of definition. I want it to be really open-eyed. So I'm going to start off with the Jaclyn Cosmetics First Base Eyeshadow Primer. I don't know, did this happen to anybody else's cap? It's one of my favorite eyeshadow primers though, so I don't care. And once this becomes unusable, I will be purchasing another because I love this primer. And then for eyeshadow palette, this actually might shock some of you, but this is one of my favorite for like a light pink look. This is ColourPop Blush Crush. It's great. I've had it for years. I just repurchased another. So that's what we're working with. So to set under the brows, I'm starting off with Lovesick. And I'm pressing this under my eyebrow like so to set that concealer. And then I'm going into Made You Blush, which is this really pretty pink but not too vibrant shade. And this is pretty much going everywhere. I'm starting off by working it out in the crease, but I'm also pressing it onto the whole eyelid. And I love this shade because it's not natural. It has a brightness to it, but it still isn't super crazy. And then I'm going to go into a Cheek to Cheek right here, which has a more mauve-y tone to it, and I'm gonna work on just a little bit of definition here. I don't want too much in today's look, but I wanted something. And then I'm finishing off with How Rogue right here, and then really just keeping it really small in the outer corner. And then that just gives a really pretty light look, but there's a vision here, okay, because this is boring. So I've been dying to use this and to have an occasion, and today's the day. I'm finally going to use the Half Magic Beauty Glitter Puck. The shade is exactly what I envisioned for today's look. It's this crazy glittery shade, so we're going to put it all over the lid. It feels almost wet to the touch. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. Just all over the lid. It's not too obnoxious, but it gives that reflection. Oh, yes. And it feels cooling on the eyelid. Stunning. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted out of this look and this product. It is gorgeous. Like, do you see that? And then finally for eyeliner, lately what I've been enjoying, because I feel like it's really precise, is an eyeshadow liner. So I'm gonna go back into the ColourPop palette, and I'm using the shade Blush Wine to draw on my liner. And this is going to be less intense than a liquid or even pencil liner, but it's gonna be very precise. So I'm just using an angled brush, and you can even wet the brush for more precision. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of my Skindinavia makeup finishing spray to help. I'm just going to spray my brush with that. And I can't talk too much during this process, but you can see I'm just lining and pressing. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, and then now that I'm done with that, I'm taking a makeup wipe and we are cleaning up the fallout because I did have a little bit from the eyeshadow liner. And that's why I don't do concealer. I like doing my foundation because I like to have a clean canvas when I do this stuff. But I don't do concealer because normally I have a little bit of cleaning up to do with the eyeshadow. I'm gonna pat that dry and pop on some concealer. So I decided today I'm gonna use a new, but I already know it's reliable and amazing concealer. I'm using the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. It's what a 180 from her original concealer. So I'm gonna use the corrector and the skin tone color one. So I'm starting off with C2, which I'm just gonna use to combat the blue that I have. So I'm gonna focus it in this area right here because this can peek through on like pictures. So you wanna keep it bright with a color corrector, and it's actually quite close to skin tone. And then I've pressed that out and I'm gonna use my sponge to kind of finish that. And then I'm going to use the shade N5 to do the rest of my under eye. So I'm gonna go right here, right here. I'm gonna blend that out with my sponge. And then whatever's left on my sponge, I like to get on my nose because I like a little coverage in that area. Extra coverage anyways. Because you know how foundation always comes off the nose first? I like to put a little extra product to try and prevent that. And then I do have a cream bronzer that I want to put on. This one from Makeup by Mario is the perfect color and it lasts a long time, so I use this all the time for events. So I'm going to take my ring finger and put it on the other ring finger. Now we're going to do a nice little nose contour here. Nothing crazy. I'm going to blend that out. This is the Esam W25. And then put a little bit right here to help do a plumper lip. Then I'm using a Morphe M536. And we're just going to contour under the cheekbones, and then we'll get this around the forehead as well. But this is going to help me get nice and snatched. We want to look angular today, and I'm going to put just a little bit here. I'm not going for too much definition right here. I'm wearing a white dress, so I'm being careful not to put too much color on my neck. So I'm keeping it here. We're mushing this into the hairline. Okay, and that's it for the cream bronzer. Now we can start using powder. So I'm going to use, since it's a pink look, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Cherry Blossom Cake Setting Powder, which is a light pink. But the pink really isn't that noticeable. I was really excited to film this video because I feel like you guys could see what products I'll use off camera that's like, I know is going to make me look good. Because a lot of the times when I do my makeup on a daily basis, a lot of it is for testing purposes, not necessarily because I love the product. So in an instant like this, I'm using this makeup because I love it and I know it's going to make me look good. So I'm also going to press that here. I'm using, this is from LH Cosmetics, but you can buy these on Amazon. And I love this powder because can you see how this is smoothing the face out? Okay, that's enough powder. I don't want to press too much of the loose powder in. So I'm going to use a Rephr brush. We're going to brush the excess away. Okay, so for bronzer over top, I'm going to use my Tom Ford Terra Bronzer. This is a tried and true. We love this. I'm not going too crazy with it. I just want to set it. It's the summertime. Powder is necessary for longevity. So I'm just going to lightly set over top. That's it. Love the tone of this bronzer. Make sure that gets blended in nice and naturally. Then for blush, I'm going into the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. I just feel like this has the most gorgeous pinks. So for the cheeks, I'm going to start off with this color right here. I'm going to just lightly press that onto the cheek. Putting this on, I think, more towards the apple. And then over top, I'm going to go in with the shimmery shade. I'm going to keep it towards the back on the upper half. But I want this to add a little bit of glow to the cheek. Ooh, that's pretty. And then for the final bit of glow, we're going into this highlight in here. I do enjoy these Charlotte Tilbury face palettes, and you don't need to think too hard about what you use. Like, how pretty is that? And let's finish up the lower lash line before I use setting spray and all of that. All I'm gonna do is keep it pretty light, so I'm using Make You Blush on a smaller brush. And I'm lightly blending this along the lower lash line. And that's all I'm gonna do for the lower lash line. I want to make a little bit more of a chiseled look to my cheek, so I'm gonna use the Kaleido Symphony Contour Trio in Light, which has truly just contouring and brightening shades. So I'm gonna take my sponge in this light color, and we're gonna pop this right there. Do you see how that added an instant chiseled look to the face? And also side of the nose. Take a clean brush. I'm gonna mix these two shades. We're just gonna define here. Okay, love this for those touch-ups. It's amazing. And I'm gonna take this again and just push it in, blend everything together. Perfect. And then I'm going to set with the Scandinavia Makeup Finishing Spray and the Glow Recipe Ultra Fine Mist I'm going to do just to add a look of extra hydration. Glow Recipe first for hydration. Just a little bit. This gives that boost of hydration. Let that dry. And then for our longevity, which we need, we're going to go into the Makeup Finishing Spray from Scandinavia. And again, let her dry. In the waterline, I want something brightening, so I'm going to use this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Calabasas. They semi-recently reformulated these, and I feel like they are more waterproof. They last longer in the waterline, so I've been loving these. And this one has a shimmer to it, which I think adds a fun element, which goes with the eyelid. And then mascara, I'm going to coat on some of the Tarte Lights Camera lashes on my upper and lower lashes. And I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to take me like 5 days. And then I'm going to use Ardell Wispies as my lashes because I want them to be long but still kind of soft looking. So I'll be back. We are on the final stretch. The lashes look so good. Okay, I was really going for, I wanted the lashes to be noticeable, but like still not too thick or anything. So I like how those look. Good old wispies. And then for lips, of course, I wanted a monochromatic pink lip. So I'm going in with Wonder 2 Smooth Lip Liner in Primrose, which is like the perfect pink for this look. So I'm overlining just a little. If you come to Miami, the style is definitely overplumped. Lip filler-esque vibe, so I'm making them look a little bit more plump without the lip filler. Yes, this color is perfect. And then I'm trying a new product actually, on camera too. So I thought the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Lip Blur, it's like the new matte lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk. I'm going to try it. I purchased this myself from Sephora. Let's see. I'm doing a thin layer because I don't want my lips to look too dry. Oh, yeah. It has like a, not a super matte liquid lipstick feel to it. More like creamy. Like K-Beauty-esque. The color is perfect, but I do want a lip gloss over top because the Pat McGrath lip glosses just give the prettiest glow to the lips to match the eyes. So I'm using the shade Prima Donna Lush Gloss from Pat McGrath. And this is the makeup look that I am wearing to the event. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not as natural as I thought it was going to be, or as soft. It always somehow ends up more dramatic. But I really love the way that this turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. This is kind of the style of makeup look I would do, slash the type of products that I reach for whenever I go to an event and I just simply want to look my best. And everything came together beautifully. Hold up, tell me what the hold up is. I'm a little spoiled, I'll be the first to admit it. So I will have all of the products that I used linked down below for you, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.